I hope you're all okay. My background is around 25 years in the beauty industry, retail cosmetics, working for the likes of Estee Lauder, Clinique, Lancôme, Canibo Cosmetics back in the 90s. I just wanted to kind of go through a few basic things with you, sort of how to get this everyday look. This is something that I try to achieve most days, if not all of this, some of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a basic cleansing routine with products that I've actually bought myself. I'm not sponsored by anybody, or I haven't been asked to promote any particular products. To be honest, the products that I tend to use are products that I like, really, of which there are many. What I'm going to do now is we're going to get straight on to a cleansing routine. So I'm going to actually start the routine by using a bit of cleanser. I'm going to use it's just a L'Oreal Age Perfect cleansing lotion. I'm just going to use that very quickly, just to kind of give a bit of moisture to the skin, really. I just feel as if, like I say, it just rehydrates my skin. I mean, ideally, you should put your face creams on and whatever straight after you've got out the shower, pretty much straight away if you can, because that's when your skin's most receptive to it. But I wash my hair and different things and I didn't get round to doing it, so you know how it is sometimes. So that's the cleanser, and then I'm just going to use a very small amount of this. Again, it's like their matching toning milk. It's their Age Perfect range, which I really like because it's nourishing. It's pretty gentle, to be fair. I must admit, this product does say that it's got vitamin C and B5 in it. I think it's slightly exfoliating as well, maybe. I'm going to use my eye product, and today I'm going to go for the number 7 line correcting boosting serum. I don't know if you can see that. I've had a couple of these actually, and I really rate this. I think it's, I don't know, when I don't use it, I do notice. Again, I just use it around the eye contour area. Although it does say that you can actually take this up to the actual eye lid itself. I just put a little bit. You can use this on any areas that you sort of feel, that needs extra help, extra moisture, whatever. I tend to concentrate on my eyes and on the neck area at the moment. I use this morning and evening. So I use this before I put my moisturiser on. I've been using the Olay Total Effects 7-in-1 moisturiser. I remember when this came out actually, and it was quite revolutionary at the time because it was like an all-in-one product. But I found it to be really quite nice. What I like about this is you put it on and it gives a sheen to the skin. Even if your skin's bare, it kind of looks better than bare skin. And this has got an SPF 15 in it as well, which is good. To be honest, I do like a higher SPF. I mean, I try and wear one of at least 30 if I can. But, it's just what you can get at the time. And I think as long as you're protecting your skin, as long as you're doing a cleanse, tone, moisturise morning and night, I think that's a good thing. At night time, try and take your makeup off. Try your very best. I know it's not always very easy if you've been out or if you're tired, you've been looking after the children or whatever, been up in the night with the children, but if you can help it, try and take it off, because it will really benefit you. So that's a very basic, quick routine. So now I'm going to just start applying a bit of makeup, really. So nothing too heavy. I'll go through the products as I work, and hopefully this will be some help to you. Hi. I apologise if the light's not very good or the camera angle. This, like I say, this is my first video and it's a bit tricky. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a small amount of foundation. Now, at the moment, my skin's pretty good. I haven't really got, you know, many blemishes. I would say, you know, just for an everyday look, I mean, this particular product is called Essentially Natural Foundation, and it is a very, very natural finish. I mean, it's almost, I'd say it's just a little bit more than a moisturiser, a tinted moisturiser. So I'm just lightly applying it with my fingers. Very, very sheer foundation this is. I appreciate, you know, some people might want a heavier type of foundation, which is absolutely fine. The other types of foundation that I've also got a double wear foundation, Estee Lauder double wear, which I love. Although I must admit, I do find it a bit heavy for day-to-day use. I did go through a stage of wearing it all the time, but now I just tend to wear these lighter ones, and then when I go out, I put some double wear on, and I don't know, it kind of makes my face look more finished, really. A foundation like this that I'm using at the moment, though, this Essentially Natural Foundation, it's nice because it doesn't sit in any kind of like lines or dryness or anything like that, because it is so sheer. And that's what I would say, if your skin is prone to any dryness, or you have got areas that you're not particularly, you know, you want to try and kind of disguise or whatever, if your skin is dry, I wouldn't go for sort of a long wearing makeup, purely because it will cling to any dryness that you have on your skin. You might have noticed I haven't actually used any primer or anything. I don't really bother with it, to be honest with you, unless I'm going out and say I really need it to be, you know, I need my makeup to be on for hours in the evening. I just sometimes find with primer that it makes my skin look quite chalky and white. And I've tried a lot of different primers. I'm now going to go on to concealer, and I'm using, it's actually worn away, it was the Tarte Maracula Oil concealer, which I absolutely love. It's like a cream sort of formulation like this. Very, very dense, very, very, very covering. And I'm just going to slightly pat that around any areas that I feel that need extra cover. My skin's quite sort of see-through, translucent, whatever you want to call it. You know, you can see sort of like veins and things around my eyes and so on, because like I say, it is a very fine skin. And I just find that this concealer is so good at concealing those areas without being cakey and heavy. And honestly, the tiniest amount goes such a long way. So I'm just going to finish with this bit of concealer. I'm just going to go round the corners of my eyes and just slightly underneath my eyelid, bottom eyelid. And if you've got any sort of blueness or discoloration just on the very inside of your eye as well, I get that, especially if I'm tired or I'm not well. Really get that area. It just needs concealing, really. The thing is with makeup, you know, for me, it's something that I've always done. I started off in cosmetics when I was 16, and before that I was always so interested in makeup. I used to, you know, watch my mum put hers on, watch my aunties put theirs on. I remember going into department stores as a very little girl and seeing all the makeup counters and being absolutely fascinated by it. But it's, for me, it's a state of mind, and that's very, very important, to feel that you feel good about yourself. And if that means putting a little bit of makeup on or putting something nice on, you know, clothing or whatever, then that's fine. So I'm just going to put a very small amount on my eyelids, not too much, because I find it kind of looks too white if I do that. Okay, so that's concealer and foundation. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of this Infallible powder. It's like a very fine, loose powder. I must admit, this is one of the finest ones that I found. And I know that baking is a really like big thing, and people like to bake their makeup. If I'm going out again, I will do that more so, but normally in this situation I just literally put a bit on a brush and I just pat it lightly into those areas just to seal those bits of concealing that I've just done. Not too much. And because the concealer that I use is like a cream formulation, I just like to take the shine off it a little bit. As I say, especially around the eyes. I'm going to just give my face a little bit of shape, a little bit of contour. And I'm going to use the Revolution Ultra Cream Contour. I've had this quite a while and it's that kind of idea. Yes, I've had this quite a while. In fact, I've actually broken it. I've had to stick it. But these things happen. And I'm going to, in the areas that I hadn't powdered, I'm just going to put a very light amount of this shade here. And I'm just going to... The reason I do this at this stage is because I feel like it gives my face some shape and it gives me a bit of a guide, you know, like when I go to put my blusher on and so forth. And then I also tend to put a bit just up here by my hairline. I feel like it kind of helps to minimise the area around my forehead. I mean, you could, at this stage, you could just put some mascara on and a bit of lip gloss and you know, you could go and it would be great and you'd be good to go for the rest of the day. But like I say, for this sort of video today, I'm going to go a bit further. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of lip cream on. Again, I tend to love this. I've had a few of these ones, Protect and Perfect Lip Care. I'm just going to put some on, and this is really great for hydrating the lips and putting around the outside of the lips, like the lip contour. And I use that morning, evening. I always put it on before I put lipstick, always, without fail. So I'm going to go back into this palette here, and I'm going to use one of the darker tones, and all I'm going to do is close my eye and very gently pat some of that darker tone just around the eye area. I'll do the same on this side. I just find it gives a bit of definition, you know. It just makes things look different. Everything's, I think sometimes if you just got foundation on or whatever, it can just look very flat and very uniform. But by just doing that, it kind of just gives you, again, just a bit more emphasis on the eye area. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this matte waterproof eyeliner. Again, I'm not going to use very much of this. I actually put this on my hand. So I paint it on my hand like that. And then I use an eyeliner brush. I've got these masked brushes, which I really like at the moment. So I'm just going to slightly apply some eyeliner. Just right in the very waterline. Nothing too dense. Okay, just give that a minute to set. I found this eyeliner really good. My sister was getting married a couple of years ago, I think, and the first one I had was around that time, and it really was waterproof, and it really did work. So that's what I tend to use. But I just don't like the applicators on them. I find them a bit hard, and I think they drag sometimes on your skin and your eyes. So I'm just going to leave that for a minute. Then, while I'm waiting for that to set, I'm going to use an eyebrow brush. I have had threading and waxing over the years, but I always seem to go back to the kind of natural look, really. So that's what I'm going to do at the moment. So I've just brushed those through. Now I'm going to go for my eyelash curler, and I'm just going to curl my lashes. I really love an eyelash curler. I think it really does make a difference. I never used to use one, and then I met someone I used to work with, and they were like, oh yeah, I always curl my eyelashes, and now I just wouldn't not curl them. So I'm going to use some mascara now, and I'm just going to go from the base of the lashes, kind of a bit in a crisscross motion. I've just done the top lashes for now. I'm just going to leave that to dry for a moment. Oh yeah, and this mascara is it's a Lash Impact mascara. I had it with a number 7 gift set. I think I had it for Christmas, and I must admit it's a nice mascara. Once you've kind of had a go with it a few times, because I think sometimes when you get a new mascara, I don't know if it's because it hasn't got as much product on the brush, but it doesn't seem to work as well. But once you've had a few goes with it, it kind of seems to come into its own. So now I'm going to do a bit of brow work, not too much. So I'm going to use a bit of this NYX eyebrow gel, which is like a waterproof eye gel. This is brunette, and I really like this. again, it really does last a long time, as in lasts on the face, and it also lasts in the tube as well. So I'm just going to literally put some on the back of the hand, get an angled eyeliner brush like so, and kind of work it into your hand until it's almost a little bit dry. And then I'm just going to lightly apply from the outsides. Just brushing very, very lightly, almost as if there's not really anything on the brush. And just kind of working, like I say, from the outside in. So yeah, so just working from the outside and then just very slow, like I say, almost to the point where there's nothing really left on the brush. And then just a light brush through. Now, under the eyes, I tend to just use a little bit really of, for this kind of daytime look, of a similar shade that I used before, that one or that one, just underneath, like a bit of a transition shade. Just because I do think it kind of just gives something. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit. I've got this masked, it's like a pencil brush. So I'm just going to go for the deeper one, I think it was, of the two. And then just apply a very small amount just underneath, right underneath the lash line. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more on the top of the eye. Like I say, that just gives a little bit more of a slight frame to the eyes. I'm just going to use a small amount of this light powder and just go slightly underneath, just to fix that. And I'm just going to put a small amount of mascara. At this point, now you could either, it's really up to you, you could literally just get a lip gloss. This particular lip gloss is really nice colour. It's like a nude tone. I can't actually see what the colour is, but it's like a nude tone, number 7. It's one of my favourite ones. And you could just literally apply this. And you could go, or as I did earlier on, you could wear a darker lip, so it would be more of a red tone, which is what I'll show you. But this is a colour that I tend to wear a lot, really, and it's also one of those good colours that you don't really have to look in the mirror to put it on. So I'm going to go for the little bit of a, it looks quite dark in here actually, but it's not. It's an Estee Lauder one, and it's one that I really like to use if I want a kind of nude look but with a bit more colour. This one's Rebellious Rose, and it's a really nice colour to use. So I'm just going to use a bit of lip liner. I'm going to go for this Quick Liner Intense by Clinique, and this is Intense Blush. It's not a matching lip liner with that particular colour lipstick, but I tend to like the way it looks. So I'm just going to very lightly apply. And then I'm just going to use this on the actual lips. I'm just going to do it straight from the stick. And then if you want to kind of just take that down a little bit, then you can always just blot it down a little bit and then reapply, or you can just leave it as it is. I tend to blot it down, and then what I've done for this makeup look is I've actually got the gloss that I had originally, which was that one, and I just put some of the nude gloss over the top. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of softens that red a little bit more. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little bit of the Benefit California, which is that one. It's like a coral tone, really great for like brightening your skin tone if you're feeling tired, or again not feeling particularly well and you've got to go somewhere, because pinks and peaches, they help to lift and brighten the complexion. So I'm just going to use this little wooden brush that it comes with, because I really like this and I love the smell of this. It's like coconut, it's like almost like a coconut sun cream, and I'm just put a very small amount, just almost until the brush is kind of, there's nothing on it. And that's where that little bit of contour kind of came in to be helpful, that I did earlier on. And just, I always take it up a little bit, just at the sides. Again, it depends on your face shape and you know how you want to wear it. Just gonna blend it all in. But I've been using these fixing sprays and I really like them because I feel as if they kind of take the place of a lot of powder as well. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of this on. So here is the completed look. I think you'll agree it's pretty natural looking. I'm pleased with it. Like I say, you can do more or less than this. I think it's just a nice balanced look for every day. It's nothing too contoured or too severe. I do like all the contouring and all that, but like I say, on a daily basis, it's, for me personally, it's just not for me. So yeah, so this is the completed look. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you are interested in watching any more, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.